Well, good morning, y'all. Soggy, damp, dreary morning, Monday morning here in southern Michigan. Temperature's not bad, though, so I'll definitely take the rain over the 8 inches of snow we had here back in January. Birds are chirping. Outside of a little rain, it's shaping up to be a pretty day. All right, to the topic at hand here. I had an email yesterday afternoon from Prepared For. He was asking about CB radio situation and wanted some input on a handheld and antenna type things. I gather he lives in an apartment and has to do some stealth stuff. I've done my share of apartment dwelling and know all the problems that goes along with that. Prepared For asked specifically about the Midland 75-882. Midland is one of them that's been around for years and years and years. I've owned many of their mobiles through the years. Very reputable company. I've had both their 23s and their 40s years ago, and they've made some fine equipment. So that got me to looking at the CB Handhelds that are on the market these days, and I wanted to make a video response here so we can all partake in the discussion of handheld CBs. And I thought I'd give my input on all four of them. The first one I found was the Cobra Hhrt-50, and they make two versions of this, the regular RT50 and the RT50ST, which has the sound tracker feature in it, which is for noise reduction. These will run $90 to $100. Come with a rooftop mag mount antenna, NOAA weather radio, all 10 channels. Feature called Dual Watch. For those of you unfamiliar with that, you can monitor 2 channels at one time. This here's the first time I've seen it on a CB. Some of the high-end amateur equipment has this, where you can monitor 2 frequencies at the same time. ICOM's been doing some of that. Yaesu did it years ago with the FT1000, where it would monitor through both VFOs, where you could turn the balance knob and listen to both receivers at the same time. That was back in the 90s, but this is the first time I've seen it in a CB. This guy here apparently comes with the mobile charger for 12 volts. From what I'm seeing through Amazon, though, it does not come with the AC wall charger. Apparently that comes separate. Has ports for a speaker mic, which is always nice for a handheld. You get to holding the handheld in your hand and using your thumb for the push-to-talk button. Your thumb's going to wear out in pretty short order. So getting a speaker mic for it is a good thing. And don't go chintzy on them. Get a decent speaker mic for whatever you choose to do on any of these rigs. The issue I saw with the Cobra Cobra handheld does not have a low power switch on it. Most handhelds will have a high power, low power setting where if you're talking to your wife just a couple hundred yards up or whatever, you don't need to run full power with it. Saves the batteries like that. And the antenna jack looked a little funky on it too, to me, personal opinion. Uniden has 2 versions that I came across. The Pro 401 HH and the Pro 501 HH. The 501 is obviously the better of the two and the more expensive. The 401 runs about $50. the 501 runs about 100. The unit ends do have the high-low feature. The disadvantage I saw to the 401, the low end, is that the digital readout is LED and not LCD, which will make it drain the batteries faster. The 501 also has dual watch, the weather channels, and the channel 919 switch, which is nice. Takes 9 AA batteries, or either alkaline or the NIMH, which are rechargeables. Would recommend getting the rechargeables for this, and that way you can just plug it in and you're not buying batteries for it all the time. Then we come to the Midland 75-822. Also a nice looking rig. Same basic features as the rest of them, with dual watch, the weather channels, the 919, things like that. It had a feature that I had not seen before on any of them. It looks like to me that the battery case slides off the bottom and has an accessory where you can plug in an external antenna and plug into 12 volts through the lighter plug on the vehicle. I think that's pretty slick, personally. That to me looks like a slick feature. Most 12 volt jacks that I've seen on handhelds has a 3.5 millimeter round socket on them, and once in a while they'll get loose and it gets hard to make contact. So that looks like a good option. Again, I do have to say I've never played with any of these rigs, so I have no first-hand experience, but played with enough handhelds through the amateur radio service that, I look for certain features and kind of know what to look for. But there we have the handheld. Now to a few thoughts as to prepared for his other issues. He was asking about taking, say, a mag mount antenna and mounting it, say, on the refrigerator or something like that, since he's in an apartment. That's something to play with. May not get out exceptionally far. Of course, a handheld with just the rubber ducks, not going to be the loudest thing around either, but it gets us on the air, which is the main thing, especially in a good grid down or SHTF situation. Ironically, years ago with a 2-meter ham rig I had, 2-meter mobile, I ran a mobile quarter wave antenna and stuck it on the bottom side of a pizza pan antenna and set it over on my dresser, and got into the local repeaters that way and ran that for a long time. So tricks like that will work and will get you on the air. My advice there would be to play around and just see what kind of results you get with it. Other stealth ideas you may want to try, something to play with if you have the option to do it. I've also taken just a long piece of wire, 75 to 100 feet, and run it outside, get an antenna tuner, antenna matcher of some kind to make sure your SWR is tuned down. Getting something outside is always a plus. And that'll get you talking too. There's also what's called a balcony antenna made by Tram. They're all of about 3 foot tall and mount to an 1.25 inch pole. I run one back here in behind the house on a piece of conduit, and range for me that way is 5 or 6 miles. I managed to be able to talk to the truck drivers down on the interstate. And that is the objective too. When bad weather's around or you're wanting to find out what's going on the road, on the interstate, hearing about accidents, that sort of thing, Channel 19 on the CB is the place to be. So that's it for this morning, folks. Hope I was able to offer some help and some insight onto the CB Handhelds and some of the stealth operation. Forgive me if I didn't answer all the questions this morning. It's been a Monday morning and the body is dragging. If y'all have any more questions or see a topic you'd like for me to cover, leave me a comment or shoot me an email. My email is in the About section, and be happy to make another video or respond to a comment that way. All right, with that, have a good day, folks. Talk to you later.